What's up, Husky Nation?
Tell us why you originally applied to be a part of Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3 this year.
I'm not gonna lie, I did just join for the $1,000 grand prize. That sounds pretty cool. I mostly have my tuition covered, but it would be really nice to have like $1,000 just in my pocket just to put in my savings so I don't feel broke. Beyond that though, it just looked like fun and I didn't really join any other clubs, so I just had something to do.
In episode 1, the first activity was the island hopping, where you had 30 seconds to get trios standing into various hula hoops. How did you feel about your original trio you formed with Dane and Daniela? Did the three of you form any alliance at that point?
Not really. I mean, it was like a unspoken, oh, now that we're together, we gotta work together, we gotta do our best. But it didn't really last much past that because I kind of made a bond with the bigger team Gibbon that formed at the end of the episode. So it was nice. Like, they're like nice people. That's how I got to meet them at least. But otherwise, there wasn't a like crazy strategic thing.
In episode 1, your trio got chosen by Mars, Hayden, and Jack to join the OG Gibbon. How did you feel about your team?
Actually, so good. I'm not gonna lie. We were all. It was me, Dane, and Daniela. We were both like, okay, we gotta get on this team because not only did they win the first round, it also helped that the people they were choosing looked like they were like really good. So literally my only choice was to be on the better team.
In episode 2 on the quad, Gibbon dominated in all the challenges. Tell us which one of those were your favorite that night and why.
Probably the one where we had to go untie the knot around the tree. That was fun because it was all like the communication, like, oh no, you gotta go there, you gotta go there. The parts where we were able to like figure out who needed to go next without having to say it was really cool. And then we got first place, so that was even more cool.
You started your own Castaway Reflection tagline by always starting your videos out by saying, "Hey Husky Nation."
Hey Husky Nation. Hey Husky Nation. Hey Husky Nation. What's up, Husky Nation? What's good, Husky Nation? What's good, Husky Nation?
Tell us about how you developed that in doing those reflection videos each week.
It's the stupidest thing ever. If you know, you know. But I got it from this Instagram page called Stick Nation, and every person from around the world would show off a really cool stick, and they go, "What's up, Stick Nation? Today I got this really cool branch off a tree." So I thought it sounded funny if I said, "What's up, Husky Nation?" even though it's literally like this one school and that's it. So I just thought it was funny.
By the time you got to episode 4, Back in the Ballroom, did you have any alliances that you created since episode 1 had filmed? And if so, with whom?
Not really. Throughout the entire thing, I didn't really make an alliance. I was just kind of friends with everybody, which clearly did work in my favor in the end. I didn't really have like behind the scenes of, oh, we're gonna go against these guys, or I'm gonna be against these guys, or with these guys. I just kind of hung out with whoever was chill.
In episode 4, the first thing the castaways encountered was the first team swap of the season. You split from Gibbon and joined the Boys of Bonobo, which included Stylish Joe, Logan, Calvin, Michael, and Evan. How'd you feel about this brand new team and how the new Bonobo performed so well at all the challenges that night in the ballroom?
To me, it was like Gibbon Part 2, only because a lot of the strong members from that were also in Bonobo, and I like knew the other guys, and the other guys I didn't, like, we got to know, and they were actually like really good at everything. So it was just, that's why I say it's like Gibbon Part 2, because it was like everyone held their own weight again. There was not one person that was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, we had a strong team.
In episode 4, tell us about your technique stacking the yoga blocks with just your feet, as well as safety blocks balance with the new Bonobo.
If I had to pick up something that I don't want to bend down for, you know, like you just pick something, like it's like how you kick a soccer ball when you don't want to pick it up with your hands. It's like the same difference. So I don't know if that helped or what, but I definitely didn't take off my socks like Hayden did. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, but power to him, he did get it done.
In episode 5, at the beginning, we saw several castaways jump into the pool before the very first challenge began to search for ducks with goggles. What were your thoughts about those castaways taking that leap of faith to find the ducks?
I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea what I thought they were just like going for a swim. I thought they were having fun. And then they came up like, oh, I got one! And I didn't know what they were talking about. So I asked my teammates and they were kind of like, I don't know what they're talking about either. I think Dane came over and was like, yeah, that's immunity. I was like, all right. I had no idea what he was even talking about, but it came out and GK was like, yeah, good job. So I was just more surprised to see them dive right in. I thought we were gonna like wait, so.
In episode 5, tell us what your favorite challenges were at the pool on Upper Campus and why.
I actually hated that episode, not because I don't like swimming, but because I'm actually so chopped at it. I really wish I like knew how to swim. I can like stay afloat, but I definitely don't have strength, and it was definitely in the boogie board challenge where you had to push it in like a tug of war. That was a nightmare because I had so little stamina that I like lost the second I let go of the board. It was already over before it started.
In episode 5, another team swap occurred, and at this time you joined the new Lasula with Jurley, Mars, Hayden, and Jack. Thoughts about your new group at that moment?
It was definitely a surprise when it happened, but I tried to step into action, like I hype everybody up, not like be like a leader, but I was just like ready to like, oh, let's get this. We're gonna destroy this challenge gang, and the morale was like, all right. I felt like I was tried to match the same energy, but that first challenge really messes up, and all loved Mars. But my heart goes out to them when they had to do the diving thing and they felt sick. That kind of like knocked us up real bad that we couldn't even get back in the game. The small mistakes we weren't really able to like bounce back from.
How'd you feel when Lasula lost and then Hayden Turner decided to bail from your team and go to the winning team by playing a triple swap advantage right before Tribal Council?
Little heartbreaking. I mean, I kind of get it. We did like lose like a lot, but he kind of just bounced. I mean, I never really talked to the guy. He didn't really want to talk to me. He seems fine, but he definitely like left the team in the dust, which is okay. I don't blame him. Good strat.
In episode 5, Lasula went to Tribal Council, but with all the idols played, Jack didn't get voted out that night and everyone was safe. Thoughts about that Tribal Council?
So, I've been meaning to tell him this. I was going to wait until the end. I know this is going to be out there, so my heart goes out to you, Jack. I was the one that stole your vote. I'm actually such a disgusting monster for it, but Grandpa Joe, he handed me a steal a vote card, and I was like, oh man, I gotta use this somehow because it's gonna expire today. And while everyone's talking about who to vote, Holly over here goes, we should vote Jack. And then Joe goes, you should vote Jack. So it starts going through my head. I'm like, oh man. It was between him or Jurley, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I talked to everybody else, and they go, we're gonna vote Jack. And I was like, oh man, I'm so cooked. If I don't choose one or the other, it's gonna be bad. So I walked into that voting room. I made the worst mistake of my life, and I used the vote on Jack. And miraculously, even though it was a unanimous vote, he just kept coming back because they wanted him to stay in. And look at him, he's still in now. But like, Jack, if you're listening and watching this, I'm sorry.
In episode 6 at the sports field, the new Lasula struggled a little bit and had to go through Tribal Council twice that night. Thoughts about what happened?
Well, dwindling numbers, wow, certainly did not help. Like I said, I think it was when the one challenge went wrong on that swimming episode, it really shook us up. We never really recovered. So going into the next episode, we still really weren't up to the challenge. Not like skill-wise, but like morale-wise. So even though we tried to cheer each other on, one thing went wrong and then it just went downhill. And then impossible, I will give it to her, impossible to lift higher is like 200 pounds. We probably should have put somebody else in that challenge, but that put in such a wrench in our plans that we literally didn't even finish the challenge.
In the first challenge, tire crawl relay, tell us about what you did in it to help your team.
It took so long for it to get to be my turn that I kind of half-heartedly did it because every other team had already finished. But I had to dig through the sand pit and look for a bag, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little embarrassing because everything was like dug up. So I don't know if I was like stupid or what, but my Jordans got sand in them, and I haven't worn them since.
In the sand volleyball challenge, Lasula came back to win after facing off against Orange. What worked during that matchup for your group?
I think it's just we finally had like a level playing field. Like, okay, this can't be that hard. It's volleyball, but with a super light, easy to play ball, and we did pretty good. We still lost our first round, but we jumped right back against Orange, and we were doing just fine after that.
In episode 7 at the Redmond Stadium, tell us about your experience doing the field goal, kicking, javelin, tossing, and Kawadma ball race.
I did horrible. Let me tell you, I thought I was locked in. That was probably the worst experience of my life. I tried throwing the javelin. It made it like a decently far. I tried doing the ball in the cup thing, and that was a nightmare because I had it during the practice. Then when it came to the actual thing, I didn't even get the ball in the cup once.
In episode 7, how did you approach the voting process with all 19 players all attending Tribal Council together for the first time?
So I didn't try to predict anything, but I did know it was going to be a horrible mess because you're going to have the people that they want to plant the seed of, oh, we should vote this person. You're the people that have no idea who they're going to vote for, like me. And then you had the third person that just simply was just going to listen and see what happened. I knew it was going to go down one of two ways. It was either going to be, we're going to get between 2 people or 3 people, or it was going to be too spread and we would never come up to a solution. And like I predicted, it was between 2 or 3 people every time. And consequently, they always chose the same person.
In episode 7, you won the Husky Roller Immunity Challenge with Cade. How did you feel about doing that activity and having an immunity necklace for tribal?
That was pure luck, let me tell you. I've not in a million years of that ever happened again. I was chilling. It was nice. I liked the feeling of not really having to worry about it for like a minute, like get my head together, we just watch what else happens. It was kind of nice, actually.
In episode 8, the Squid Squad won the Checkers Challenge and then completed the Nut Stacking Challenge. Tell us how that experience was for you in both activities.
So the checkers thing was very easy because we had the simple strategy of just staying in place and waiting for them to make the mistake. Worked out pretty well. When it came to the Nut Stacking Challenge, that honestly, I don't know why I lock in for like the balancing ones. Maybe I'm just good at balancing, but I had a pretty good time with it. It was as simple as like I stood the nut up with the chopstick and I just stacked them. I don't know why it comes easy to me.
You had found a legacy advantage at the very beginning of the season, which was gifted to you. Tell us about how you found it, where, and what powers you had.
So I found it in the tree right next to Haas. I immediately recognized the image because I made it a point on the first day I came here to like walk around and see what it was like get familiar with each area. So when I got texted the picture by GK, I knew exactly where it was. In the bag, there was an immunity idol, a steal a vote card, and the pack your bags advantage, which I never used. It would allow me to switch any team I wanted and send the team I left to tribal and the team I'm with to stay immune for that round. I never did it because, like I said, I really enjoyed Gibbon, and it expired only like on episode 3.
Throughout the season, you had also found a bunch of other advantages. How did you feel to find these, and how did you use them to move forward in the game?
So I actually almost never used an advantage to a degree. Most of the advantages I got came from people giving it to me, which thank you to you guys. There was this one card I found 2 episodes ago that let me have an extra vote, and I did use that immediately. I tried to vote out Cade, which happened at the end of the episode, but not before. Other than that, though, most of the advantages I got were either from the legacy thing or from people just giving it to me. Though there was this one immunity necklace I never got to use. It was the Chinese Zodiac monkey immunity necklace, and it was from the inside of the Gibbon monkey mascot. In the bottom of his right foot, there was a piece of plastic that I felt. So I like undid all the stuffing and found it, and it was an immunity idol.
You unfortunately were unable to attend the Special Friend Supporter episode 9 at the Rec Center, which ultimately led to your elimination from the game by the other castaways. Do you feel if you and your friend Dorian were there to complete that the outcome would have been different?
Without a doubt. Me and my friend would have completely destroyed the competition. No offense. We would have been honestly would have been locked in. We would have like done a great job, but we didn't have the opportunity. School got in the way, and I can't help that.
Now that you're the 5th member of this season's jury, what are you looking for in a winner? What will you be basing your decision on the final finale night as you vote someone to win?
Well, I have somebody in mind already, but for criteria, it was probably a balance of like financial need, like who really needs it versus who deserves it, because you could be doing good in the game, but it does kind of come down to why do they need the money? If they're just gonna have it, you don't really need it. If you're gonna use it for your tuition, that's a pretty good reason. If you're gonna use it just to have a little extra cash and you have a lot of responsibilities like children, maybe a car payment, maybe mortgage, maybe whatever it could be. That kind of money is like, that helps a lot. Like a boost of $1,000 is a pretty good amount. I don't really want to base it on the person, like their personality, because that doesn't really matter as much as people might think it does. It really matters of like who they are, like the things that they do, the way they interact with people. But I don't really want to judge it purely based off that, more off the financial need and like what they're going to do with it.
What did you learn about yourself by participating in Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3?
I'm really good at balancing stuff. I kind of already knew that I was like good at talking to people for the most part, and I'm happy to see that everybody enjoyed playing the game with me. I was a little concerned I was going to be like the weird guy, or people were going to be like, oh, I can get a load of this kid. But it worked out pretty much in the end, and people were pretty nice, which it was like nice to just hang out and play a bunch of fun games on a Tuesday.
What do you feel makes the Survivor Bloomsburg experience so unique and fun to do or watch even as a spectator?
I'm not gonna lie, the challenges are like super cheesy and like really cliche, but it's kind of fun. But I mean, I don't really care. It's a random Tuesday night. What else am I gonna do? So I enjoy just playing like nonsense games for 2 hours. I had fun. I don't really mind the sitting in between each challenge. Like it was like a nice like calm period before you just did another fun mini game.
Is there anyone you would like to thank who is supporting you in this campus competition? Friends, family, other? Any shout outs? I
would like to thank everybody back home in Honesdale, PA for supporting me and sending out messages of, oh, you got this plan. You're sending me really awkward screenshots in the middle of me talking. I appreciate that a lot, Mason. I'd like to thank my friends here, the people I got to meet in Survivor. You guys were very supportive. You made everything a lot of fun. You had a good sense of humor. Thank my family for supporting me back home, for sending messages of encouragement, asking how it's going, if I'm having fun, and all around just thank the entire crew and cast for helping me out and helping me make it a good experience.
If you could tell any other student why they should consider applying for next year's Survivor Bloomsburg Season 4, what would you tell them?
If you're looking for something really random that it really has no effect on what you do in school on a random Tuesday night, try it out. The worst that can happen is what? You miss a few hours from like the hours of 6 to 11 at the latest. Who cares? Just have some fun. Go meet some new people, go play a bunch of cheesy challenges, and try to win $1,000.
Do you have any final thoughts?
All right, listen up, Husky Nation. I'll be back next season. This is not the end of my legacy. That's this, right? We're gonna take it all the way to the end. We're gonna get that 1,000. We're gonna get another 1,000 from the season after that. We're gonna get all the cash prizes from every single season, every game. I am ready. I am prepared. And guess what? I will be the next Husky Survivor.